So we will start with the tag team division, in which it was the month of AMW.
Yeah, this is the month where it really felt like these guys put it together and became a fully functioning tag team.
And they did, in fact, by the end of the month, by October 30th, they were AMW. They were not just Chris Harris and James Storm. They were America's Most Wanted.
Which I think is a cool bow on this month being that the month that they come together, you know? And they end it with, what's the finish called?
Death Sentence.
Death Sentence, yeah. Like they really wrapped it up all together perfectly. So if you were to do your AMW watch-along project, you start in October of 2002, baby.
And it must be noted, Bobby Eaton, of course, passed away, that the Death Sentence was a move they used, wasn't it?
Oh, because it's the Alabama Jam?
Because AMW were the Southern tag team, like, throwback without being pretentious about it. You know, they weren't like, we're going to constantly talk about how we're a tag team, how they used to be. They just went out and did it.
Mm. It also helped that, like, you know, the teams that they were in there with weren't that at all.
Mm.
So it helped them stand out. Plus, they had, like, they were dynamic enough to stand out still.
Yeah, because this was a weird month where they had a title match literally every week. All the 5 weeks they had a title match. The first one was against Ron Harris and your pal Liam, Ashley Hudson.
Why is he my pal?
He's Australian. Please speak about your representation. I've yet to be represented at all in the entirety of TNA history. I don't think there's been a single Irish
no, the Harris
wrestler.
brothers have been on.
Dare you? How dare you? There has not been an Irish person yet.
Oh, you meant like that kind of heritage. Okay.
How do you feel about that kind of representation in TNA, Liam?
I don't know, man. He had a boomerang.
He did.
A beer.
Mm-hmm.
And the flag.
Yeah.
And an Akubra. So, he's basically my dad.
So he did a dark match on September 26th and got this spot as Ron Harris's tag team partner in the story of Ron Harris not being able to keep tag team partners. He's a longtime Memphis guy. They lost, so there you go.
And then he got beat up right after.
Yeah, which is the TNA trademark of... Well, to be fair, you might also lose and get beat up constantly.
Everyone... Oh, yeah.
So yeah, AMW went through the month. They defended the title against Harris and Hudson. They defended the titles against the Maximals, in which I think was their best match of the month. That match ruled.
Yeah.
So much fun. Defended against the Chris and Rick Michaels, which I think was actually a super underrated little match.
Yeah, I like the Michaels sisters.
Chris and Rick Michaels are such like 2002 wrestlers.
Look at their gear. It's great.
But even like the way they're built, like physically.
Yeah.
They're just wrestlers you do not see in 2021.
They look like two Larry D's.
They do. They do look like the precursor to Larry D. They also defended against the Hotshots and then against the Hotshots and the Michaels. It's a nice little month where they had a bunch of like really good title matches. As you said, like the Maximals one was so good. Watch that Maximals match.
I was just going to say, like, this also felt like the first month that the tag division felt like its own central division and not just a story device for a feud.
It's interesting that they still don't really have a tag division, you know? The defenses this month are against Harris and Hudson, who aren't a team. The Maximals, who spend more time as X guys than they do as tag guys, really. They wrestle each other as much as they wrestle as a team.
Especially at this point.
And then you get the Hotshots and the Michaels, who are guys who just don't stick around. So like they're still working it out. They're still building a division. But you know, you get a good month of title defenses. AMW still unbeaten. AMW winning 5 title matches in a row is the kind of thing that should help. And then we didn't even mention they end the AMW month with like a kick-ass angle reintroducing the New Church.
Yeah, which like was a great reintroduction for them too. Made them seem like real badasses.
Yeah, because the October 23 and October 16 shows ended with a teaser that evil is coming, evil is returning to TNA, and then October 30th, after AMW retaining as the Hotshots and the Michaels, James Mitchell returns with his revamped New Church, which is Brian Lee and Slash, which is I think the version of the New Church which is far and away the best. No offense to Malice.
Oh, that sounds like some Malice disrespect.
But still, the team of Slash and Brian Lee is like the defining era of the New Church, and they had this just great return where like Brian Lee chokeslams James Storm off the stage,
who does not want to take it at all.
Yeah, he eats shit. He just like takes this weird turning bump that looks like he dies. He disappears into
doesn't
nothing.
Get up for it at all, so it looks real like painful.
Yeah, and then Slash hits a dive out of the stands through a table onto Chris Harris, and they're taken out in evil reigns. And James Storms cuts up his usual promo about how the world is ending and there's no love and goodness in the world. There's only evil, and the New Church are back. What a great reintroduction for the New Church.
It was a good month for the tag division. Good month for all of the divisions, really.